I close my eyes. Every time I close my eyes. Every time I close my eyes.
Yes, guys, welcome everyone. Hope you're all doing well. We're going to talk about the Liverpool game from last night, guys. We're going to talk about Liverpool game from last night. Also, going to talk why Tyrone Endo's the best transfer this summer, and we're and we're also going to talk why I believe Virgil van Dijk should be Player of the Year this year. But join me with that. I've got a famous face to join us. I've got Cal from Coppish. Cal, how you doing, man?
Not too bad, brother. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Exciting being a Liverpool fan at times, ain't it?
Yeah. Also makes the blood pressure go up as well.
Exactly, man. I had 3 Connerys yesterday. It was terrible. Look, this Liverpool team never seems to amaze me. You know, look, for me, they could feel done hard by with all these injuries to the top players. A cup final on Sunday, which I do feel. I don't know about you, Cal. For the first half, I do feel that's how they were playing. I felt like they felt a bit sorry for themselves. They were protecting themselves a little bit for Sunday as well, and that's what it seemed like in the first half to me.
Here's the thing. I fully agree with you, and I think they just were terrible in the first half. And again, I hate to single out one person, but the killer is if Diaz slots away 2 of those or 1 of those chances, that first half looks very different.
Yeah.
So it is fine margins as well, but it's still like we still weren't good enough. Even with Diaz missing those chances, you could see we still weren't great.
No. Yeah, and that's the mad thing you say. We didn't play well in all that first half, but Luis Diaz could have easily had a hat trick. That's how mad it is. We had very good chances in that first half, but all round game, you know, we weren't pressing. We looked lethargic at the back. You know, we felt like our heads were down a little bit. And and obviously Klopp gave them. I don't know what Klopp gave them at half time. Maybe gave the inhalers back or something like that. But
I don't know what Klopp says or does at half time. I just would be scared to be in it because the change of like attitude and everything in second half.
I'll be right back. Yeah, I think the thing with Jurgen Klopp. Have you ever seen an angry German? An angry German is not a nice place to play. You know, an angry German, No, they go. And Klopp's got that. He's got that mannerism in his face, only when he grinds his teeth and all that.
Yeah, like
I ain't getting anywhere near that.
Scary.
I'm leaving him be, man. I'm leaving him be. But what I want to know is why don't you have them conversations before the game?
It's true. Like I don't understand why we start games so slow.
No, I don't either. Like every game this season, usually the first half is really slow start, and then second half we just like bang. And it's just
we're on it.
This is the team you expect. I
Weird.
don't get it, man. I mean, let's go through a few of the performances from last night. So, what's some good performances? Kelleher. Let's start with Kelleher. I know a lot of people blamed him for the goal. What's your opinion on that?
I don't think he's solely to blame. I think he is the biggest culprit though, because I think Kwanzaa. I said yesterday he wasn't tight enough. He almost got too tight on his man. Yeah. And then I think it was Bradley and Endo didn't track the runner. And then but Kelleher's got like Euro goalie, if I'm not mistaken, at one stage, right, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
look at
bruv, you covered near post. Like, you covered near post, though, innit? Like, I've never played properly in goal, but I know I just cover near post. And if anything else happens, then I've covered near post.
Yeah.
I don't know what his body shape was there, and it was a weird decision for him. And then obviously the rebound happens, and they go in one goal up. Yeah. But yeah, and apart from that, I thought he had a good game, but it was a bad mistake.
Yeah. Look, he was sort of on his heels. He weren't front-footed in that position. That's where you need to be. You need to be front-footed on that post area.
Yeah.
That front post area. You're sort of like, it's almost leaning back on that front post area. So any kind of save, he's basically just parrying that in front of him, where if he's front footed a little bit more, he can knock the ball out further.
Yeah.
As you say, it weren't just him, though. I don't think enough of the players actually ran back and covered well enough.
Yeah.
I don't think enough of them tracked their runners either. I think they're all, I think Kwanzaa was too tight. Bradley and Endo probably didn't cover their runners enough. And we can't always leave it to Virgil to save the day in the penalty box.
Yeah, agreed.
So it was a mistake. And there was another one almost. I think there was a shot when they just pulled it wide when they got through again on that side. So that is, Kwanzaa's a young lad. Bradley's a young lad. I expect them to make defensive mistakes at times in the season. The kids, man.
Yeah.
Their combined age is probably Virgil age. Do you know what I mean? So I don't blame them, man. Mistakes go happen, so I'm not going to get on them too much. Big up Luke in the house, all the belts. Big up Luke. Hashtag all the belts. He wants them belts, man. Yeah, BW, I agree, man. The positioning just was a little off. Jamie over Ali, you know, man. Of course, Jamie over Ali. Why wouldn't it be? Awful way to Jamie over Adrian. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I'd probably take that.
Yeah, Adrian might play against Southampton, though.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
I think that's the game Klopp might knock on the head, But it's a good performance, especially. I thought Gravenberch again. I thought in the second half his pressing was good again. First half, all players weren't good enough in my opinion, but in the second half, I thought Gravenberch was pressing good again. Alexis McAllister on this right-hand side, number 8 position.
You played left mainly yesterday.
Yeah, he came left and he was right the game before, when if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just
Max brilliant.
He's a quality footballer. He can do it all in that midfield. There's no doubt about it.
Like when we signed Mac, I was happy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he'd be this good though.
35 million, Cal.
For me, brother, even if it was 70 mil, I'd still be sitting there going, I didn't know he's gonna be this good.
Man, he's fire at the moment. Absolute fire.
He's so good, man.
I think Goldbridge said it the other day himself when he was talking about everyone's talking about Declan Rice, changing Arsenal, £100 million transfer, but no one mentions McAllister to Liverpool for 35. And now he's changed that midfield because he's been most of his career at Liverpool so far has been playing the 6.
Yeah.
And he's done a job, because we are where we are. And now he's in his more natural position, looking quality.
This is what I've wanted, bro.
Looking quality.
This is what I've wanted.
His interceptions in that area, he's tackling in that area. He's far better intercepting tackling in a more advanced role than he is in a deeper role because he hasn't got men running off him constantly. the game's more in front of him. He's tremendous there. And then
Excellent.
it does help with Taro Endo in the 6.
Yeah.
The balance. You know what it looks like? I said this the other day. Taro Endo and McAllister look a bit like Caicedo and McAllister at Brighton.
Yeah.
And they cost a combined fee of Lavia.
Crazy, isn't it? Here's the thing. I know people shade Caicedo, and rightly so, because he's not having a good season.
Good footballer.
If we had Caicedo this season, though, I think he'd be absolutely cooking under Klopp. What I will say, though, he's not as good on the. This is wild, but he's not as good on the ball. He's not. And I always said this, and I know I lost myself when we got had the bid accepted and everything. But if anyone watches prior copies videos, I always said Caicedo is excellent. I don't know if he can play the lone 6 by himself because I don't know if he's good enough on the ball. I still maintain that.
Be proven at Chelsea at the moment. He really
he has to play in a pivot with someone.
Yeah, he's a pivot DM. And this is my argument about him the other day when I was doing my show was to spend 110 million on a pivot DM is I could play Fabinho as a lone 6 like we did, and Fab was immense at it till his legs just gave up. Taro Endo, for Taro Endo for a 13 million pound, 14 million pound DM, you can play in a double pivot. I'm more comfortable with that, and then 110 million pound, because for 110 million pound DM, I expect him to be able to play double pivot or on his own.
Oh, absolutely.
Money. So I think Sado's a good player. I do think he's a little overhyped because I sometimes feel like you can be exceptional in a smaller team.
Yeah.
And then, and it's easy to play sometimes, but he's just a good player, man. He's not world class or anything. He's not like a Kante or anything like that who could just cover ground like a cat.
Yeah. Do you think McAllister's world class?
Oh, he's on the border because
I don't think he's there yet. I think he's
on the border. He's got I think another couple of seasons he might be up there. But if I go back to the World Cup, he's probably the best midfielder for Argentina for the World Cup. I think he outshone Enzo Fernandez.
I'm gonna wild shout here. Rodrigo de Paul. Yeah.
He did the Hendo job. He sort of did the Hendo job. He sort of did the job that Klopp would have his midfielder do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. But when I watch McAllister, you see Messi was always making sure McAllister had the ball so they could get it to him.
Yeah. Because
McAllister was the one threading the balls into Di Maria, into Messi, into them attacking areas. And if you look at the last couple of games,
got a great assist at the World Cup as well.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at the last couple of games when we're playing any more advanced, look at the balls he's starting to play. Now he's getting onto the ball. It's just he's cruising at the moment, and he's been exceptional. But with Taro Endo, we have to give him his flowers, man. A lot of people look. I don't think any of us really knew who he was when we signed him. I thought we was all like, who? Who's this guy? But Klopp, to his credit, man scouted him. Man knew about him for time and wanted him a while ago. And with the attributes Taro Endo's got, I can understand why Klopp wanted him. It makes perfect sense, man. Makes perfect sense.
So again, I'll be the first to put my hands up. I think we were on a stream when it happened on Copish, and it just happened shortly after the whole Caicedo thing fell through, and I was just like, how have we gone from Caicedo to Endo? But then I also was the first one to say, if you're gonna bought a DM, play the DM, because then you give better balance to the team. One, Endo surprised me because he's a lot better than I thought he was. But two, I said this yesterday as well, Endo has made me want us to go and get a top class DM even more now. Because if we can do this with Endo in the team, imagine what we could do with someone like a Zubimendi, and then you have Endo and Bišćetic who are ready to step in and rotate. I honestly believe we are one midfielder away from complete domination of not just the Premier League, but Europe as well. We are that close, in my opinion. When you think of the midfield talent we've got, and I'm going to throw his name in there as well. Trent, Szoboszlai, Elliott, Jones, McAllister, Gravenberch, Endo, Bišćetic, and if we sign that another DM, I'm going to be real, Jay. Like, no midfield's touching us. None in the world is touching. Maybe Real Madrid. That's it. Everyone else has got to take a back seat.
Yeah, there's especially under a new manager. We won't say his name, but we all know who he is. Like if he joins the club, I think he will look to buy DM first at midfield as his first transfer. He'll look for that mid DM, and then you got Endo as a squad DM. There's not much better than that.
Should I say something?
Szoboszlai playing in a different position. Like,
Jay, I'm going to sound like a party pooper here. I don't think we get him.
I think it's out of the two of them. I think it's out of Alonso and Almiron. I think they're the two. One of them.
I don't think we get Alonso. I think he goes Bayern Munich. And if I'm going to be honest, and if I'm going to take my Liverpool bias out of it, as a young manager, I think it would make more sense for him to go to Bayern than it would be to go to Liverpool. And the reason I say that is because going to Liverpool right now, after Klopp's been here, after the success we've had under Klopp, the shoes he would have to fill and the expectation would be so crazy. It'd be unreal. Not to mention he'd be coming into the hardest league to win trophies as well. And again, no disrespect to the German league. Xabi Alonso at Bayern Munich cruises that league. So not only does he cruise a league and continue to pick up silverware, he also gets Champions League experience with a team who are cruising their league with a great squad, and he would have time as well. I honestly believe the project at Bayern Munich would make more sense from a neutral standpoint, but I really do hope we get him. But I feel like it's going to end in tears. It feels reminiscent of the Bellingham stuff.
It does.
I'm sorry, Pops.
I know what it is. I think we all got the Jude thing in our heads, us fans. We ran with it, didn't we? I mean, I think we got ahead of ourselves a little bit there. And with the Alonso thing, look, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think it's a bit up in the air. I do think it's between. I do think the new Liverpool manager will either be Alonso or Almiron from Sporting. I think it's going to be one of them two now. The way a lot of chat going online tonight by a lot of big journalists, especially Ornstein, talking about it. They're mainly the two candidates they're looking at right now. I'm happy with either of them, by the way.
I was going to say, I'd be happy with either. The only thing is, all right, so Chelsea may be looking for a new manager at the end of the season. Real Madrid may potentially look for a new manager at the end of the season as well.
It's a bad summer. It's a
very bad summer.
But what we know for a fact is Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and Liverpool go. I
forgot about Barcelona as well.
Yeah, they're the three that are managing hunting. I think De Zerbi's going to go to Barcelona. Personally, I think that's what happens there. The Bayern Munich Liverpool thing. I was 100% certain it was going to be Alonso to Liverpool before Tuchel got his Marshall. So once that happened. I look at Bayern Munich, though. I think Bayern Munich are in a bit of an issue personally at the moment. Kimmich wants to leave. Sane looking to leave. They've got some aging players. They've got a lot of players coming to contract ends. There's not a lot, apart from Musiala, there's not a lot of great youth coming through there at the moment. Yeah. I don't know also if Bayern Munich can spend like they used to now against the elite of the English league. Even with Liverpool madly. It's interesting. Look, if he wants to stay in Germany, if I'm actually Alonso, I'd just stay at Bayer Leverkusen. Because you could.
I wouldn't. Because I don't think he'll be able to repeat this next season.
I think German football is about a fall, man. I think it's about a fall. I think we're coming to the end of the Bayern Munich era in German football because of the stuff going behind the scenes. And, Dortmund and Leipzig and Leverkusen and these clubs, they're all up and coming now and they're trying to get back to the top. It's interesting. I just feel like the power of English football and the power of the Premier League, not all the best players want to come to the Premier League, but if we look at it, all the best managers do.
Yeah.
All the best managers want to come to the Premier League because they're going to get paid. And the eyes are on them. Everyone's watching. It's the place to be at the moment if you're a manager. So it's going to be a decision for him and his family. His family might be settled in Germany. Makes it a bit easier for him.
Yeah.
He knows he's probably going to compete for the title again with Bayern Munich, no matter what's happening, because the situation. He's going to play Champions League football in a way, even if it's at Liverpool or Bayern Munich. It depends how hungry he is, because Almiron could come to Liverpool and say do a tremendous job, a tremendous job after Klopp, and he's there for 5 or 6 years. And Alonso's missed. At Bayern Munich, you could be. It don't matter how worshipped you are, you could be gone after 10 games.
Yeah.
They can get like that over there. At Liverpool, Alonso will be allowed a year period, in my opinion, no doubt. And FSG don't really go about sacking too much. They usually try and give managers time.
Yeah.
And I think Alonso, if they got him in, would get all the time in the world personally, because he'd be their number one guy.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. The project at Bayern for a young manager is a lot less risky, in my opinion, than going to Liverpool right now after Jurgen Klopp, especially if Klopp's able to win a couple of trophies on the way out as well.
Yeah, it's like the Pep thing when he went to Bayern Munich, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. It's like the Pep thing when he went to Bayern Munich. Like, everyone knew Pep was going to Bayern Munich, and the year beforehand, Bayern won the treble, didn't they?
They won the treble, and he wasn't able to get that Champions League.
Yeah, and he sort of didn't have. Have you ever heard Robin talk about Pep?
No,
he didn't really like him.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't.
They didn't like.
Yeah, they got fed up with him.
They thought they ruined. They actually think Pep Guardiola ruined German football when he was there, and he didn't really he weren't really in touch with the fans and all that. So it's gonna be interesting, man. But back to the game, our attack. Cal, it don't seem to matter who plays up front. We just score goals.
Yeah, we keep on knocking on the door, but again, not to be disrespectful. Is it because that was Luton though?
I know we've got 8 goals in 2 Premier League games.
Yeah,
we've just been praising Arsenal for scoring goals against the lesser teams, and now we've just scored 8 goals in 2 Premier League games.
Yeah. The Brentford one's the one that really impressed me, if I'm going to be honest.
The Brentford result is a weird one because no one's really ever talked about the result because of the injuries.
Like that for me is one of the results of our season.
Tremendous performance. Could have been more than 4-1.
Yeah.
Tremendous performance.
We were excellent.
Yeah, and you see what just happened with City in Brentford. Should have been almost 0-0 game.
Yeah.
So Liverpool don't get the credit. I think we always like when Liverpool do something so well, there's always another story underneath it.
Yeah.
Like the priority of the main story, and that was the injuries, unfortunately. But look, Harvey Elliott, I was obviously watching you guys at half time, and you're watching on yesterday, and I chatted in and all that, and I think my super chat was that half time performance is like watching a stripper who keeps her clothes on. It's just dry.
I wish I didn't miss that.
it was just dry. And I think the boys are talking about Harvey Elliott. I actually thought Harvey Elliott did all right in the first half, and his performance in the second half really picked up like all the boys. And his 100th appearance at a football club, which is a massive milestone. Grabbing that goal. Oh, I'm proud of Harvey Elliott, Cal. I don't know about you, man. I'm proud of the guy.
I'm living my life through Harvey Elliott. I'm just going to say it. Harvey Elliott is what I wanted to be when I was, 19, 20 years old. I wanted to be a professional player playing for Liverpool Football Club. I was born and raised in London and living out my dream. I'm living my life through Harvey Elliott. I love the kid.
Yeah.
Do I think he's an automatic start for Liverpool? No. But is he a great squad player to have? Absolutely. That boy just gets it. And as far as performances off the bench go this season, he's been our best player off the bench this season.
Has he been the best substitute player in the league this season?
The reason why I won't say yes is because I've not watched enough games in the Premier League, I'd probably say.
Yeah, I just thought of it on top of my head there because I was trying to think his performances every time he comes off the bench.
I can't think of a bad performance he's had off the bench this season.
No. Do you think with Harvey? Well, I've always said this to Harvey. I think he's a talented, technical footballer. There is no doubt about that. I think the only problem with Harvey is genetics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can't help being his size.
Okay. Is it genetics or where Klopp decides to play him? That's the problem.
See, I think personally Harvey should be a floating 10.
Facts. So
That's
it's not
where he
genetics
should play.
because
'Cause
he's
he's a
around the same
technical-
size as David Silva was.
Yeah, because and then you're not in that, because if you're a floating 10 like David Silva was, you're not in the crux of the main midfield area, get all the swashbuckling stuff. You're on the
Yeah.
outside of it, and you're the player there who's got the technical ability to turn on the ball. Because we've seen Harvey, he can get the ball and he can turn it and he can run out defence.
Yeah.
He has that ability and he can find a pass. I think his crossing is really underrated.
Yeah.
And he has got that final ball. And I think that's probably his position. But we don't play, Klopp, because we play counter pressing, and Klopp calls counter pressing his number 10, don't he? That's why we don't play with that position. But
Yeah.
Harvey, for his future, new managers coming in, he's probably, he could have all the youngsters. He could have one of the brighter futures. Because I actually worry about a player like Curtis Jones madly when a new manager comes in.
Oh, I don't.
Because I don't know if they're going to relate to Curtis Jones as much as Jurgen Klopp does. That's my only worry, Curtis.
They might not, but I have no worries for Curtis Jones. For me, I'm very mindful of what I say, because whenever you say something that's not overly positive about Klopp, it usually comes back and people get onto you. I think the next manager rotates way more than Klopp does.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have that concern for the squad. I don't look at it and go, Bichetic and Endo won't get much game time if a DM comes in, because I'd be like, oh, well, they'll rotate with cup games. And so I think the beauty of a new manager coming in, as much as I'm going to miss Klopp, is that there aren't any preconceived notions or anything. So he's not going to go into that and think Robbo's my guy, so I'm going to play Robbo, even though I maybe shouldn't. He's going to be like, oh, Joe Gomez has been better this season, so I'm going to play Joe Gomez. And I think that clean slate will be good.
Mm. No, I agree, Ben. I agree.
I'm getting cooked in the chat. I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid and tell you what happened, Jay.
Go on, then.
So me and Matt were doing a predicted 11 for the game. I said I would play Gravenberch as a false 9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I know your cow's gone. On that, cow's out of there. I feel bad. That was a heck of a time.
Even StreamYard hated that suggestion.
That timing was immense.
Yeah. Like,
I understand why, though. I get what you're saying.
Thank you. I know you don't agree, but as long as everyone gets the logic.
I understand what you're saying. because of what he can do, he can hold up the ball and he can press, and that's two of his good things. He's a runner with the ball. So if he's coming in from deep, making space for the two wide men to come in, I do get it. I do get it, and I think that's a good position for Gravenberch. Maybe it's an interesting one with Gravenberch because it doesn't feel like he's got a position in our midfield at the moment, but Gravenberch has got a massive opportunity here.
I think for me, it is more about getting Harvey Elliott in the midfield 3 as opposed to him playing on the wing.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'd move Gravenberch further forward. And I think, let's say, for example, they're both on the edge of the box. Let's say, for example, they're both on the edge of the box and there's a chance to shoot or make a pass. I'd probably trust Gravenberch more than Elliott. Elliott pulls a lot of his shots. He pulls a lot of his shots.
Yeah.
And he shoots a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shot, man. That's not a wild. Actually, it's not that much of a wild take. I think, Gakpo and Gravenberch kind of similar stature, body size and all that sort of thing. But Gakpo, he got his goal yesterday. What's that? 11 goals for Gakpo now in all comps.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise he scored 11 goals. That's sort of how weird it is with Gakpo.
Yeah, I think a lot of them did come in Europa. Not to take anything away from him, but I think quite a few came in Europa and the Cup. And the Cup.
I feel for Gakpo though this season. He's a player at the moment who don't know his position at the football club, in my opinion. He doesn't know where he's going to play. He's so versatile, and the problem with Gakpo is willing to do it. He's like Klopp knocking on his door, going, right, you're going to play the number 8 tomorrow. Then you're playing left wing, right wing, number 9. Darwin and Luis Diaz, they don't really get shifted around, do they?
I was going to say, be real. Let's be real. Klopp's not going to sign a player that's going to really say no to that.
No, exactly.
And that's one of the things I do love about our recruitment, because as great as he is, if you had an Mbappe, you couldn't tell Mbappe to be like, oh, just sit in midfield for a couple of games. Mbappe would look at you and be like, are you dumb, bro?
I can buy this club. And
yeah, don't ever ask me to do that again. I'm playing left wing. I don't care who's there, but I'm playing left wing. Like,
that's a good track. Gakpo and Nutaki.
Perhaps.
Seems like it at the moment, because he don't get in our best 11. There's no doubt about that. But he's an extremely good player to have in our squad. There's no doubt about that.
Shout out to Pimp in Distress. I said today, me and him were having a conversation. I said, if we were to sign Neto and keep the 5 attackers we have right now, I think we easily have the best attack in the league. And I think we have the best blend and the best versatility, and we just have everything ticked there.
Well, I'm chatting about Europe.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, depending on what Real Madrid do with Mbappe. Mbappe, Vinny.
He's they got Rodrigo. I've never been that impressed by him. I ain't going to say right now.
He's growing on me, he is.
Yeah. Vinny Jr. is obviously an excellent footballer. They got Vinny Jr. Bellingham's basically a centre forward.
Yeah, he's everything.
I think that's where he's going to play eventually. I think he
might
be
a
centre forward, because his finishing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Rodrigo and Mbappe, and then
Arda Güler as well.
Güler. It'd be close. And if Salah stays, Luis Diaz, Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, Jota, and Neto. I'm just reading that out. It's disgusting.
But it's perfect.
And then Neto don't have to worry about the injuries.
Exactly. Because you'll be rotated.
He'd be rotated a lot, Who's going to argue if Neto's playing or Luis Diaz? You know what I mean? It's not, and then you've got Jota or Salah, you got Darwin or Gakpo. You're sitting there going, I'm happy. Any of them three it suits us to the ground, man.
It does indeed. It does
Big
indeed.
up Tommy G.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Tommy G.
Nothing like a tough guy behind this computer screen, is there?
I'm a Park Lane there.
What do you reckon the G stands for?
I don't want to say.
Yeah. Nothing pleasant though, is it?
No. I don't know. Some people just. Oh, there you go. Big up Frank in the chat. Big up Milk Arteta in the chat. Hope everyone doing good. Yeah, I don't know why. Some people are they're a bit weird, man. There are some weirdos around,
Yeah, very much.
There's some weirdos around. It's not even anything bad takes we've even mentioned.
This is so weird.
We're only bigging the team up at the moment.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear the other takes we might have. A forward line, but Luis Diaz, yeah. I've said it for a long time now, and I keep getting hate for it, but he frustrates the hell out of me so much.
He does, because he could be so good. He for me has everything to be the best left winger in the league.
He's got all the ability.
He's not putting it together.
No, but then he takes his goal.
Yeah, his goal
he hasn't missed 3 sitters. It's just he's the thing with Luis Diaz though. We need him in the team. We need him in the 11 because he can go left and he can go right. There's not many players who can go left and right in our team at all. Apart from Luis Diaz on that left-hand side, he can take defenders on the left. He can go on the right. He can go all over the place. So yeah,
it's quality. Honestly, what game was it? The Newcastle game. He was so good in that game.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. That's all he is. But look, he got his goal at the end of the day, so it was all fine at the end of the day. But there are going to be games when it's 0-0 and you look at it and go. But no, he got his goal. He looked good. Everyone looked good in the second half. But I just want to quickly talk about Darwin before you got to go, because interesting news. I don't know if you've seen it about David Ornstein today talking about Darwin Núñez. So Chelsea wanted him in the summer and inquired.
The summer just gone.
Yeah. Chelsea inquired about Darwin in the summer, and Liverpool.
They're such hoes, aren't they?
Liverpool told them no. Liverpool told them no, and before we bought Darwin, Real Madrid was sniffing. and if you heard Ancelotti talk about Darwin, he says he's one of the best young forwards in Europe. So Darwin's got. I've said this: if you put Darwin on transfer list tomorrow, big clubs are buying. Big clubs. So that's Madrid and Chelsea who are putting feelers for Darwin Núñez. But Chelsea, man, how can you come in the summer? Darwin had one season with us, and then Chelsea come sniffing in the summer. Yeah, they literally came sniffing, and Liverpool turned them down and said, no. He's here for a long time now.
So here's the thing with Núñez for me is a player that I think has always been a player that we knew could come good. It's just how much time did we have to wait? Now, I know everyone will look at his stats and go, yeah, but he's on track to hit a certain number. And yeah, that number is good on paper. But I think you also have to look at the overall picture. And I always use this as an example. If I take 100 shots and I score 50 goals, it's going to say I've scored 50 goals and everyone's going to be like, I scored 50 goals. But if I've missed 50 sitters, that doesn't necessarily make me clinical. Whereas if I score 35 goals and I've only had 45 chances, I've had a better season. Okay. So again, you can't always look at the amount of goals scored. You have to look at the amount of chances and the amount of misses and etc. Is Darwin having a very good season? Absolutely. Can he still improve? Absolutely. So at this stage, I'm happy with Darwin. I don't want to see Darwin sold, but I just want there to be some. I think the problem I've had with Darwin is some of the people who blindly defend Darwin. And it's when you criticize Darwin, it's always this or that or this, where I'm like, we can just criticize him, but still love the guy and still want him to succeed. It's never been a thing where you're like, you don't want him to succeed. Like, we can't. And my thing is, you don't make excuses when someone does bad, but then you also can't. If you're going to make excuse for when someone does something bad, you can't then go overboard when they do something good as well. Like, there's got to be balance there.
No, I get you. I do get Cal with the Darwin. Darwin for me, he's sort of untouchable at the moment in our team. I look at Darwin right now. I see him a bit. He has to play for me because what he does, he's dangerous. He's dangerous and he occupies defenders.
Him, Salah, and Jota are our three best attackers, right?
That's a dangerous front three, and I don't think we need him to be our top goal scorer as long as Mo Salah's at the football club, because I always feel that will be Mo Salah in a way. But I want Darwin to get 20 in all comps. As long as Darwin's getting 20 in all comps, and what I like about Darwin is he don't hide if he misses. Never hides.
Got
and then if he's not scoring, Darwin's assisting.
He's got cojones for days.
Yeah, I respect the man. Look, he won't become a better finisher because you're born with it, in my opinion. So,
I mean, we say that his goal against Brentford, though, bro.
Yeah, he's got the ability. This is like, if you go back to Darwin at Benfica, the goals he scored against us, but they were offside. But the goals he scored there, he's got the ability to chip a keeper and do this.
I'm gonna be real. You see that finish though? A lot of strikers aren't pulling it off.
No, it's cold. Then Mark Owen slags him off for it.
Bro, don't even get me started.
I don't understand it.
Don't get me started.
Understand it, but no, Mark Owen, like, he can. Yeah, I don't get it. But quick before you go, I just want to get your opinion on this. So, have you seen Jim Ratcliffe talking to about?
I love it.
Could you imagine? Right, he's talking about using public money to build around Old Trafford. Yeah. Could you imagine John W. saying that?
No, I couldn't, because
everyone goes on about these cocky Americans ruining.
You know me, bro. If John W. Henry says that, you know what I'm doing. I'm setting up a stream and I'm having let rip.
Yeah, so would I, man. I would having let rip on him.
But bro, he's moving. Imagine he's left the UK and taken his business with him to avoid tax.
Yeah.
And then he's come back to the UK to purchase an asset and then asking the UK's taxpayers to fund said project. I'm not gonna lie, that's brazy, bro. That's like me bringing a different missus home. That's like me leaving the house saying, yeah, I'm just gonna go out and get some milk, coming back with a new woman and then telling my missus to cook for that woman. Like, can you imagine,
I
Jay?
want to see how that goes.
Yeah. You'd be like, Cal, are you coming to the stream? Cal, you've not answered your phone for 4 days. Is everything all right? Oh, Cal, it's been a year now. Oh, Cal was on the news. like,
It would
bro,
be,
what
though,
are we
wouldn't
doing there?
I can't believe the nerve on him. And he's sitting there on ITV News, literally just going, yeah,
He's
why can't
crazy.
this is the reason why they should pay for it. Because we're going to give back because we'll have all this. It's like,
It's
no.
crazy.
You don't even pay tax in this country, and you're Britain's richest, literally Britain's richest man.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even pay tax in this country. John W. probably pays more tax in this country than he does.
Yeah, it probably
You know?
does.
It's just madness to me.
Crazy.
The nerve on him to ask people to do that. And then Man United fans sticking up for him is just mental.
Of course they
Absolutely
will, though.
mental to me. Absolutely mental. And quick last question.
Go for
Van
it, bro.
Dijk. I personally think Virgil van Dijk, it's not been spoken enough. Everyone talks about Declan Rice and stuff like that, and I get it, and they're correct. But Virgil van Dijk for me is player of the year so far.
For me, it's between him and Salah.
Yeah, Salah's another one, man. But I know a talk about Declan Rice at the moment, and we all get it. He's been tremendous.
So here's the thing. Again, anyone who knows me knows I'm a massive Declan Rice fan, but Arsenal fans have massively also overrated him. I think the guy is brilliant. And everyone who knows me knows that I think if I could pick a DM out there right now, Declan's the one I pick. Okay. Put Declan in this team with McAllister and whoever else in the right centre midfield, like we're good.
Yeah.
But Arsenal fans speak about him like he's already world class and established world class. He's not. And he's having a very good season by their standards. But look what Salah's doing. And look what Virgil's doing. So, like, Virgil from the first game this season has been immense. Virgil van Dijk's had one bad game this season. And it happened to be the Arsenal game, which was bloody annoying. But he's had one bad game this season. Every other game he's been immense. It's him or Salah for me.
Virgil is 50-1.
I love it, though. I love it because when he picks up 4 trophies, they're going to have to change those odds, isn't it?
Haaland's bookie's favourite. I don't think
he's top goal scorer. It's lazy. It's lazy. They look at numbers and think automatic because he's top goal scorer, he must be the best in the league. Salah's having a better season than Haaland.
But with Salah's only a goal away, I think. So Salah was top goal scorer. I don't
way more assists as well.
Yeah, Salah's 5-1, so he's nowhere near favourite. That's just a madness. I actually think De Bruyne, in the time he's been back, has been better than Haaland.
Yeah, he has
this season.
Yeah, he has.
It's just I think Virgil's been amazing, man. I don't go through what he's gone through and then come back like this.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's quality, man.
It's just quality, man. And the way we're playing, you couldn't do that without Virgil at the back.
I'm not a betting man, but at 50-1, I might put a cheeky little bet down.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the players will be looking at someone like Virgil and putting that down in their marker. Even play it, right as player of the year as well. They'll look at it as well.
Yeah.
I think it'd be between Declan and Haaland, but for me, Virgil van Dijk's been, flawless.
Absolutely
flawless. Now, I'm gonna let you go, man. But before you go, give us your FA Cup, your League Cup final prediction.
If Salah and Núñez aren't there, I reckon it goes to penalties. If Salah and Núñez are there and they're fit, we win 3-1 in normal time.
Yeah, I think I've got my video about it tomorrow, but I do think Salah. I think Salah will start, and I think Darwin will be on the bench. Because Darwin on the bench against Chelsea tied legs.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's perfect.
That's
different for me. Okay, cheers, man, for coming on.
Jay, love you, bro.
Thank you very much.
Guys, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Big up yourself, Jay. We'll catch up, brother.
Yeah, see you soon, mate.
Nice one.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. So Virgil van Dijk. Let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I just look at Virgil van Dijk at the moment and just feel what a tremendous footballer he is. What he's doing right now for us. It's just, I don't think people realise how good Virgil is. I really don't think people realise how good Virgil is. Yes, Saliba's very good, and I'm not going to diss Saliba, but they play in a different way. You know, Arsenal play more compact and they play a little bit pragmatic when they defend. Like they drop back as a team. Liverpool don't drop back as a team. Liverpool defend in a high line. Liverpool defend high up the pitch and play one-on-one defending. Look at Man City this season. Man City are playing higher up the pitch, playing more one-on-one defending, and Ruben Diaz is getting caught out time and time again because he can't do what Virgil does. You just can't. No one can. I don't think there's a defender on planet Earth right now who can do what Virgil does for us right now in this team. I don't think there's many centre backs who can play this high up, play one-on-one defending with their full backs not tucked in, pushed out wide, midfield not really compact, not dropping back, and play the way he does. I don't think there is another defender out there. And the only real poor game Van Dijk's had this season was against Arsenal, in my opinion. That was the only one, man. And everyone's allowed a bad game here and there. He's reading the game's amazing. I still don't think anyone's gone past him or dribbled past him this season. Barely makes mistakes. He's 32 now. He's going to be 33 next season. It's very easy. It's much easier to defend as a centre back if you're defending the way Arsenal do. So if Saliba and Gabriel have an easier time of it defending in their team because they drop back as a team. You watch Arsenal play; they're very good. This is why Arsenal are very good because they can't with all their players. But when they defend, when the opposition have got the ball, their whole team drops back. They all drop back. They all drop back quite deep, and the midfield and the defending four are all quite close together. They don't leave a lot of gaps. So if you're a centre back, it's easier to defend like that. I don't think Gabriel and Saliba would be able to defend like Kanate and Van Dijk do in a high line, one-on-one defending. I really don't. I don't think. I think they'd be all over the shop. They would like, what the hell? It's a totally different way of defending. Totally different way of defending. And that's why we're so good, man. That's why we're so good. That's why we're allowed to play the way we do right now. Because we got players like Virgil van Dijk. Would we be top of the league without Virgil van Dijk? I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. I know a lot of the other players get a lot of the praise. But you take Virgil out of our team for a whole season. No, I don't think we'll be top of the Premier League right now. I really don't. He's that good. He's that important to the way we play and the way we set up. Yeah, I just feel like that's the difference. And by the way, I'm not slagging off Arsenal's defenders. I think Gabriel and Saliba are a tremendous, absolutely tremendous partnership. I'm just giving the difference in the way they defend in the teams they play for. That's all. Gabriel but again, Virgil van Dijk again. Would we be top without him? I don't think so because I don't think we'll be able to set up the way we do. I don't think we'd be able to set up the way we do right now if it weren't for Virgil. So that's why, for me, he's player of the year so far. I really do think that, I think being 50-1 though is mad. Big age, but 50-1 by the bookies is just. That tells you no one's talking about him because Declan Rice spoke about Haaland, his favourite, his top goal scorer, but he's been injured for 2 months. So how's that possible? It is what it is, but. For me, for you guys in the chat, we probably look at someone like Virgil and go, yeah, that's the player of the year so far. But Liverpool got a tremendous result against Luton, guys. 4-1, another 4-1, 8 goals in our last 2 Premier League games. We was all worried about scoring goals without Darwin, without Jota. This is mad. Name me another team that can do it, guys. Name me another team. Would Arsenal be bagging 4 against 8 goals in 2 games without Jotas and your Darwins and your Moes and team players like if they had like no Gabriel, no like Saka and no Martinelli and no Jesus. Yeah, this team, man, the mentality they got is exceptional, and I hope they carry on this mentality because they're gonna be a force, man. We're gonna be a force no matter who we get. Look, we've got the Europa League draw tomorrow. I got the Chelsea preview tomorrow, guys, at 6:00. So we'll talk about it then as well. But yeah, I'm interested to see who we get in that Europa League because I'm looking at the teams that have gone through, and that Europa League's scarce, man. There's no one in there, I fear, man. No one, I fear that. I was watching the Roma final game. I don't know who's gone through in it, but my God, that was boring. Inter Milan game boring. AC Milan going through. Some teams in there are just shite. And we should be, final at least for me, guys. I think we've got to be looking at Europa League and going final at least because there's some teams in there that are just really, really average. Really average. Roma 1-4-2 on pens. Yeah, see, would you guys be worried if we drew Roma in the last 16? I wouldn't. They're not very good. They're not very good. They don't move. They're not quick. I was watching them in the game. I was watching them earlier, and they're playing a Dutch team, and they're not moving the ball quickly at all. They move very slowly from back to front. Their possession is not that great. You've got Lukaku up top. I just look at them in the European aspect, like in the Italian football. They might be doing well in Italy. Might be doing well in Italy, but I'm not sure actually because Mourinho left. I'm not really been paying attention. But every time I've watched Roma in Europa League this season, yeah, they always look a bit slow to me, getting the ball from back to front and Lukaku up top. Doesn't look like he can sprint anymore either. So I wouldn't be so worried about someone like a Roma, man. I really wouldn't. Dybala. Yeah, Dybala's they're not quick, though. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't worry me so much. Italian football used to be my thing, man. I grew up watching Italian football on Channel 4. Italian football used to be the best. I used to love it. Italian football used to be the best league in the world, without a shadow of a doubt. Had all the best players, all the best managers. It was the best league in the world for a while, and yeah, it's just fell behind there, unfortunately. Which just one of them things, man. It's just one of them things, unfortunately. But look, Europa League draw will be interesting, guys. I'm looking forward to that. As I said, a tremendous result against Luton at home, 4-1. 8 goals in our last 2 Premier League games, putting that points advantage again over Man City and Arsenal. And I don't think Man City looked that great against Brentford. I think Man City look a little bit vulnerable. So their away game to Bournemouth should be interesting. Arsenal at home to Newcastle. Now, Arsenal fans, you just got to calm down. Getting ahead of yourself all the time. Singing it up. It's only Porto. We're going to destroy Porto. Everyone else does. Liverpool destroy Porto for fun every time they play them. What's Porto? Bring us Real Madrid or Bayern Munich and all this stuff. And then they lose 1-0 to Porto. You've got to calm down a little bit, man. I always thought the end of Galacio as Gaza was that. So, yeah, man, I agree. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm 42, Mikel. I'm 42. That's why I can remember it, man. That's why I can remember it. He should have finished 9-1. He should have absolutely pummeled them. Yeah, that's it. They just got a bit overconfident, didn't they? And then it happens, man. It happens. We all do it as fans. We all get a bit overconfident. But yeah, learners FC. They got to learn, man. They got to learn. Yeah, Cannavaro, Nesta, Maldini, that AC Milan team. Yeah, man, that was sweet. But look, we got injuries. But if Darwin and Salah come back for Sunday with the attack, if Salah and Darwin come back for Sunday, I'm pretty confident. I ain't going to lie, guys. I'm pretty confident. I think Robbo will come back in for Gomez. I think Kanate will come in for Kwanzaa. I think Bradley will play. I think Conor Bradley going off yesterday, halfway through the game, shows that he was being rested for the Sunday game. So I think Conor Bradley's definitely playing. Again, exceptional yesterday as well. Absolutely exceptional in that second half was Conor Bradley. Tell you what, Trent's going to find it hard getting that right back spot back. Going to find it really, really hard getting that right back spot back because, yeah, Conor Bradley's in a form at the moment, and you should always go for the player in form. Jamie, any news on Director of Football? I believe David Ornstein said something today that Liverpool hope to have the Director of Football sewn up by the end of March, which is good news because I said this on Frank's channel earlier that with the Director of Football, I think the club are trying to make sure they get the right man in. They look like they're trying to get the right person in. They're doing all their data research on managers and sporting directors. And I think what they want to get the right man in with the right manager that will go for the next few years. They're looking for a long term now, no short term fixes. They're looking for a long term project under a new manager and a new sporting director. And that's why they're taking their time. I'm quite happy with them taking their time. We're in the middle of the season, guys. You know, Klopp's still manager. We can't just go, right, him and him's appointed. No, we can't go to buy. I think what Liverpool are doing is respectful. We're not going to buy Leverkusen. If you look what Bayern Munich are doing, Bayern Munich are trying to upset Bayer Leverkusen right now by going, yeah, we want your manager. Liverpool are not doing that. They're doing it nice and quietly. They're respecting Bayer Leverkusen. And they're not, not going in there going, right, we make it clear. They're respecting it. And I think that's what they're going to do. But so by the end of March, I think the sporting director that comes in at the end of March, I got a funny feeling might tell us what manager we get as well. I think that might tell us what manager we get as well. So yeah, the sporting director might give us a bit of a clue. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. We've got bright future ahead of us. I really do think we have a bright future. I'm not too worried. I'm not too concerned. I see the tide changing in football right now as well, to be honest. I'm a happy Liverpool fan right now. We should all be happy Liverpool fans. Yeah, we've got injuries, but we're carried on about it. That's what I love about our club. We ain't sitting there bitching. We're not sitting there bitching. We're getting on with it and winning games. And that's what you got to do. Just get on with it and win games of football. You don't need to sit there and moan and bitch about it. Oh, we've got 12 injuries, we've got 11 injuries. We can't perform because we ain't got so-so in our team. Liverpool are like, no, right, we ain't got all these. We got none of these players, but we're still scoring 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 in games of football and carrying on winning on top of the league. 4 points clear of Man City, 5 points clear of Arsenal right now, and cup final in the weekend. Liverpool go into that cup final on the weekend knowing no matter what happens between Arsenal game and the Man City game, Liverpool will still be top of the Premier League. So we could still be top of the Premier League this weekend and have a trophy in our cabinet all in this weekend. Now you tell me who the real winners are. The team in red, man. Team in red. Be out to everyone. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Appreciate it, guys. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. tomorrow. Liverpool-Chelsea match preview. Got a load of guests on the channel as well. Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans. So make sure you're joining us. It should be a great one. Do appreciate, guys. See you tomorrow for 6 o'clock. It's going to be a big one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.